All right, we're going to quick go through a little demonstration on how to do e-prescribe. So we'll go through my good friend Anonymous test, get into their chart. As you can see, we've done a lot of prescriptions as tests on this, but if you get to the medication tab right here, hit the plus over here and choose Axium ERX. If you are doing an opioid or a controlled substance that needs an extra sign-in, you can do the authorized user sign-in if you are signing in after a student has done the first half of the prescription. Otherwise, if you're the faculty member signed into the computer, you can do everything start to finish under you, and you can just go everything through ERX. So most of the time you're going to choose this third option here, Axium ERX. If you want to write out a physical paper copy, use new prescription. If you want to adjust an existing medication on a physical paper copy, which you very rarely do in today's day and age, you can choose existing medication. So we're going to choose Axium ERX. That goes into the module. Takes a little bit to load. Notice I am the one logged in. Now, most of what you need is right here. Almost everything below it is just information about the patient that comes from Axium. So where some people go wrong is they start scrolling down and want to do things down here. You got some patient information here, that's good. A lot of people want to choose add medication. That's just putting in medications that the patient is currently taking, not the medication that you are using for the prescription. You can do some prescription management things. You can look at allergies because it doesn't talk to Axium and tell you exactly what is in the medical history on Axium. You can put in diagnoses if you want, but for the most part we are really going to use these two things, the pharmacy and then create a new prescription. So if I want to find a pharmacy, I can say, well, it's the Creighton campus pharmacy. That's already the default for this particular patient, but let's say they want the Walmart in Bellevue. So put that in, make sure I have Nebraska, and I'm going to search and say, well, which one you want? The neighborhood market or the one on South 15th Street. So if patient, generally speaking, will know what the cross streets are. You know, if you're putting in, let's say Walgreens, if I could type, I really can't type today, in Omaha. There's a lot of them. But this is nice that it says 132nd and Maple or 90th and Blondo. Patients usually know the cross streets so you can find their pharmacy. So in this case, we're just going to leave it as the Creighton campus pharmacy. It really makes no difference. If you wanted to change it, say to the 30th and Lake Walgreens, you would just click on that and then it changes to that particular pharmacy. Now we have the pharmacy in that we want to send the prescription electronically to. We create a new prescription. Look for our drug. We start typing and we can say, oh, look, amoxicillin. If we want to do tablets, we want to do capsule, if we want to do chewables, if we want to do a powder for some reason, a suspension for a kid possibly, we're just going to pick amoxicillin capsule. Now notice amoxapine, not amoxicillin, is the first tablet that comes up, so make sure you're getting the correct one tablet for which drug you're using. So we're going to just say amoxicillin capsule. You could just pick your strength, 250 or 500. We're going to click 500. Now, if you have a situation where you have written a prescription similar before, right here will come up a recent prescription. So in this case, I haven't done that recently, signed in, so I'm going to say take 1 capsule by mouth 3 times a day. Now, here it says some pre-populated options. I want until gone, so I can write in whatever I want there, but there's some that are just there because they're used regularly. Until gone. Now if I want a loading dose, I don't really have an option here to put that, so I would maybe say take 2 capsules with first dose. In this case, this will pre-populate. If I decide I want 7 days, it'll tell me 21 capsules. If I don't have the days in, I can put in, if I want 22 or something like that, I can say don't fill before a specific date. Don't use that too often with antibiotics, but maybe with some opioids or some sort of controlled substance that maybe we're going to have the patient wait until they can refill prescription. If I'm happy with what it says here, hit review. Then it's going to tell me some information. I confirm everything. There's me, some information, save and add prescription. You can say pending. Students can say pending, and then it will go to the faculty member to approve. If you're a faculty member logged in, you would just say save and add. It thinks a little bit, and this is where people get a little bit off. It says the prescription has been added. It's not completed because it has not been approved. You have to scroll up and see that there's an alert up here. So we're clicking on that alert. We have a signature that's required. Click on that signature that's required. This is something only a faculty member can do when they're logged in. So this is how they approve something. Generally speaking, in acute care, we're going to do everything start to finish on the faculty member's screen. If you're with me, I'll ask you what you want to put in, but it just makes life a little bit easier to do it all logged in as the faculty member instead of half as a student and half as a faculty member. So I'm going to choose this. Going to give me some information. It looks like we have one pending prescription. I'm going to put in whatever my password might be, and we're just going to put that in, and then I would hit send. I'm not going to hit send in this case because I don't want to send this for the patient. But if I said, I want to get rid of that, then maybe I would delete the selected, and it'll get rid of that and say, no, we're done. Could do that here. Could also do that over here. So because we don't want Walgreens to think that someone named Anonymous Test is coming to get a prescription, not going to hit send. But once you hit send, then you get a little message that says the prescription has been sent to that pharmacy. And it's sent there, and they should get it pretty shortly, and usually by the time the patient gets to that pharmacy, it should be ready for them. So I'm going to delete this because we don't want it. Now we have nothing there, nothing for the patient, and that is how you do a basic prescription. If you need something that is controlled and you need a specific DEA license and an extra login, that's a little more complicated, and there's certain faculty that are allowed to do that because they have the extra login capability. We're not going to get into that today. See someone in acute care or oral surgery if you feel that that is something that your patient needs.